Hey everyone, it's Crystal here. So you're exhausting yourself trying to figure out the motive, the reason behind why your relationship ended. Maybe you're somebody that just left a relationship or the person left you. Perhaps you're that person that has cut ties or that relationship has ended long before it actually physically ended. It ended, during the time you were together and you were just not admitting it. But during that time, and during this time, you've been wanting to know why. What led to this? How did it come to this? You want answers from the person. You believe that you deserve answers. And true that, you do. But let me tell you something. I'm going to get really real here because that's the only way to give you some perspective and background on why it's important, why this approach is more important than asking questions or hoping they'll tell you or uncovering something that'll give you that spark and give you that reason that you're like, okay, I get it now. It's justified. Okay, I'm good now. Because it doesn't matter. So my sister hated me for life. The minute I was out of the womb, it was just pure hate. Hate. When I say hate, this hate ran deep. It was like, I don't even know. Like it ran through the veins. It pumped through her and just was the most terrible person to me. This is not a victim story, by the way, so don't get it twisted. It's just sharing to you some context of how this all plays out. So fast forward, here we are now. We reconnected 8 years ago when I invited her to my wedding. Things were, in my books, great. I was like, all right, cool, let go of the past. But she tortured us. I had a younger sister too, and she was not the greatest towards us. She would, beat us up, cut up all my stuff, steal my things, hurt me intentionally, lie about me, embarrass me in front of people, shame me, body shame. It was like, oh man, anything you could think about bullying under the context of bullying, it was there, but I lived with this person. Like, oh my God, think about that. Anyhow, so fast forward a couple months ago before we just had our last falling out, which is the last falling out because I've decided this person's not the right person in my life. We're sitting at this event because she does permanent jewelry and we're sitting there and I'm helping her because I was helping her drum up business. And we're sitting there and she's telling this stranger about her life, because the stranger and her daughter, this mom and daughter, were selling sweaters that had like anti-bullying catchphrases on them. And the money that she was getting for those sweaters, she was donating them to causes for her sister and, for other children that are going through like cyberbullying and all that stuff that's really rampant right now with the internet. Anyhow, so she's sitting there and I'm, dilly-dallying, and all of a sudden I hear her say, yeah, I was mean to her my whole life. I hated her. And she goes on to proceed to tell this woman that she, in her mind, and I'm not here to disagree with her, in her mind, she said that my parents wanted me to be like her and wanted my sister to be perfect. And therefore she resented me because they wanted me to be like her. Therefore she treated me badly and was this dick to me my whole life. And I just stood there, I was like, what the for real, dude, you have never told me this and you're telling a stranger this? Like, I don't get it. Like, what? The nerve. Anyway, I didn't get triggered by that. Do you know why I didn't get triggered? Because I have done my due diligence to heal that, heal the self-worth paradigms, heal the self-esteem paradigms I had, major self-esteem, like, oof, it was difficult, having relationships with other people, even friends, boyfriends. I always gravitated towards like older people, like really old people. And man, I'm an old soul in this body. I know that. And that's why I gravitate to them. But they always accepted me for who I was and always gave me wisdom and advice. And so I gravitated to those people. But I did so much work because I chose that despite this person making me feel like shit for 30 plus years, I'm not going to let that person destroy me. And that goes for you too. You do not allow that person, your ex, a parent, a sibling, a friend, a boss, anyone destroy you. That is your job to not allow that to happen. You do not give them the power. They don't deserve the power. And so the moral of the story is do the work. Heal the way you feel. Take care of this. This is the most important thing. Everything else is secondary. And that's not egotistical. That's the truth. And I heard this great quote yesterday on my favorite podcast, The Model Health Show. Sean was talking to this gentleman, and he was saying that, you don't have to like yourself, but you do have to love yourself. It's a job. It's a verb, which means actions of love to thyself. And so my actions of love was, I'm seeking help. I am going to heal. I'm going to do something about this because I matter. I'm worth it. I don't want to live that way anymore. I don't want people to have dominion over the way I think about myself, the way I feel. I'm going to reprogram my mind, the outlook I have on myself, so I don't be that way. So I free myself. So I can actually live in calm, peace, and harmony with myself and feel better when I look in the mirror, feel lighter in my body, feel at ease with life, feel calm, and actually start to awaken truly who I am. And that happens every single day, more and more. And now when I look back at learning why she hated me, which I was like, okay, cool. Really, I feel bad for her because she's not good with herself. And that's okay. And, I don't choose to cut people out. I have the standing power. I'll talk to you about it. I'm willing to work it out. I'm here. I don't run. I don't flee. I stand. A lot of people don't do that. They run. They take off. They cut off. They shut the door. And it makes it very hard to come to any resolution, as you can imagine. So, anyway, that's my thoughts about that. And so it doesn't do any justice for you. You don't feel better knowing. In fact, I was like, wow, that's a shitty explanation. Are you kidding me? Do you know my lifetime I've been wondering why for my lifetime. Even my mom and I used to talk about it. Why does she hate you? My lifetime. And that was the answer I got. And I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought it'd be more than that. But it didn't faze me. And I was like, it didn't give closure, which everyone's looking for closure. Closure comes from working on yourself and doing the healing and working through those wounds that are still there and allowing yourself, giving yourself permission that you are important enough to work through that now, no matter the cost. Because trust me, the payback is tenfold, and no one, not any amount of money, could match the way I feel about myself now. So I hope that inspires you. And I hope you got to the end of this video, because it's important to know that. And it's important to see that. And it's important to know that there's people out there that want the best for you, including myself, because I'm a people person. I love people. And what I'm doing in Dallas right now is for myself, but also in terms of what I do for the greater good of so many people, the ripple effect. That's what I love to do. So I hope you're inspired by this today. I'll see you soon.